Do you know why you were created by God? I hope the verse for today would shed some light over God's purpose for you and me. This is Arnel Mendoza of GCF Batangas. Join me in today's Devo on video. When we looked at verses 3 and 4 yesterday, we saw a glimpse of how God regarded man. Man is set apart from the animal world and makes him fit for God's plan for man's responsibility over his creation on earth. God made man unique from among all of his creations, having both a material body and an immaterial soul or spirit, the latter reflecting the image of God. It is a likeness which no other creation has, which makes man able to understand God and his word, commune with Him, and allows him to praise God, his Maker. In verse 5, we can see another level of attention afforded to man. It contains one of the most high-profile descriptions ever given to man. It says, "Yet you have made him a little lower than the heavenly beings and crowned him with glory and honor." This again reflects what God has said in Genesis 1, making man in his likeness, not with Adam's body and blood, but because it was created in perfect health and was not subject to death until the fall. Though man has a mortal body that will perish just like any other living creature on earth, man has a soul which is both spiritual and immortal, which makes him similar to angels, usually called heavenly beings. Though man is sinful, there is still no other being on earth that has this characteristic, that of understanding and interacting with God. This was only given to the heavenly beings. One Bible commentary says that God placed man next in dignity to angels. The psalmist goes on to describe how God has given humans a special place within his creation, stating that God have crowned him with glory and honor. When someone wears a crown, it means royalty. Therefore, crowning man with glory and honor describes mankind as God's kingly representative. The psalmist wanted to highlight the honor and regard that God has given to man. Though man is so insignificant as compared with the vast worlds over which God presides, he had given him a rank a little inferior to that of the angels, and crowned him with noble gifts and competencies. We can say that God gave man his being. He distinguished man from the inferior creatures and qualified him for dominion over them by making him wiser than the beasts of the earth and the fowls of the heavens. Joseph Benson, in his commentary, describes man's purpose and the responsibility attached to such distinction. And I quote, "Man's reason is his crown of glory, and he should take care not to profane that crown by perverting the use of it, nor forfeit it by acting contrary to its dictates." Have you realized the immensity of God's purpose for your life? What have you been doing about it? Tomorrow, we shall talk about man's dominion over all of God's creatures. See you then.